When you think of the professional golf swing with the most lag, a lot of people would think about Sergio Garcia, maybe Tiger Woods, or even someone newer like Joaquin Niemann. But when it comes to the very fundamentals that create lag and create really great distance in the golf swing, I think Gary Woodland is the absolute king of it. So let's talk a little bit about Gary and his golf swing, what we can learn in order to create some more lag in the golf swing and hit that ball just a little bit further. So let's start off real quick by addressing what exactly lag is. In a more technical term, what lag would be considered is the angle between the shaft of your club and the forearm or the edge of your hand in the golf swing. What lag essentially does is it creates what a lot of people would refer to as, it's kind of like cracking a whip and letting those hands fall down. And then if the club is just kind of lagging behind where your hands are, that's essentially what lag is in a more quantitative way, just looking at it. It's something that you can definitely notice in a lot of these real-time videos of Gary Woodland's golf swing. So obviously, because that club head is lagging behind the hands, especially with driver, you are going to just inherently be increasing your club head speed and because of that increasing your distance. So the real genesis of why so many people want lag in their golf swing is just to hit the ball further. So let's look at how Gary Woodland, who is a four-time PGA Tour winner, obviously won the major, the 2019 US Open at Pebble. Let's look at how Woodland can establish lag in his golf swing. Many golfers use wrist hinge, and Gary does use wrist hinge in his golf swing, but as he's taken the club away, he has fairly passive wrists up through that ball, or up through the takeaway rather, and then those wrists really start to do some cocking right in the transitionary move. And then from there, Woodland has a really interesting shallowing move where actually you can kind of see that his swing is beginning, the downswing is beginning before that takeaway ends. And this is something that you can see very well in a slow motion video like this. So again, nice outside takeaway. The club face is a little bit outside the hands. Wrists stay passive, maybe a little bit of flex. Right there, the hinge. And then that hip rotation really creates a lot of energy. And then the hands and the club head lag behind that. So really, it's a mixture of not only that wrist hinge right in that transitionary move, right here where that wrist start, and then it comes back in, but it's also just a level of potential energy and inertia that's created between starting the downswing before that backswing is completed, because those hands come down and they shallow across his body with such great force, but at the very beginning of that move, the club head is still back there. So that dichotomy between the two energy forces, I apologize for getting too scientific here, but lag is certainly a scientific aspect of the golf swing. So very interesting there. Now, another thing I want to draw anyone's attention to is the left hip. So you see that left hip really clearing out wonderfully in the downswing. So much of Woodland's power comes from those hips, and you can actually see that a lot of that power is being transferred onto the front foot. David Ledbetter, who's done some analysis and some work with Gary Woodland, wants a lot of people to feel a lot of pressure on that front foot and then feel that pressure go into the heel. When that pressure goes into the heel, you're opening up those hips a little bit more in order to create some more energy, and you can see that pressure go into the heel in Woodland swing, so much so that especially with driver, that foot will almost entirely leave the ground, and you can see that weight really on the outside and the back of that left foot. That's just a great demonstration of a great visual of how effective weight transfer can affect the footwork. You see his toe moves so close to the start line that he wants to go on, and that's really not something unusual. We see a lot of great golfers who hit the ball a mile. You need to create a ton of energy to do that, and that energy has to course its way through the body. One thing that I do want everyone to know about lag is that, simply put, it's not easy. It takes a really, really great deal of practice and understanding of your own mechanics to properly implement and leverage lag in your golf swing. So what I would say from an instructional standpoint is that if you're a 20 handicap, you're shooting mid to high 90s, maybe in the hundreds, turning to lag as a way to improve your golf game, that's not where I would start personally. Even if you need some more distance, there are more efficient ways to do it. Now, if you're, say, a 2 handicapper and you don't hit the ball too far, but you're a very good ball striker, lag could be something to turn to if you're willing to put in the practice and time. But by and large, an amateur golfer trying to implement lag may have a very tough time because it's such a succinct motion and it requires such precision that a lot of just casual weekend golfers, it would probably do them worse to try and implement it and force it and maybe lack some synchronization in their golf swing. So just a little word to the wise there for anyone who's really considering lag, just to know the potential drawbacks as well as the benefits and how to properly implement it in your own golf swing. If you have any other questions or comments on Gary Woodland's golf swing or the concept of lag and how it can play a role in your golf game, please leave them in the comment section down below. As always, thank you all very much for watching. Play well and take care.